Hello everyone and welcome back to Priest Brothers Lines. My name is Colby and I'm over here in a shadow because I don't have any lights in this part of my garage. But as you can see behind me, I am starting to work on the other side of the mountain. I've started to put rock molds and I'm doing all that with the rock molds and the foam and the plastic. All Eric Siegel's method of doing rock work. I've been doing that. It is very tedious, very time consuming, very painstaking, but I think it looks really nice. And so that's what I've been doing over here for the last 2 weeks. And then I get a delivery today, which has sparked me to make a video. Before I do that though, I want to show you, pick up the camera, be really wobbly here. One moment here, flip the viewfinder. So this is what I'm doing here. So the idea is to have flat rock faces there and then have more dirt up there. It's much less steep from there to there. So this will all be dirt filled in here. So we'll paint these rocks here, more dirt up here as well. And then I'll have some rocks mixed in here, and then this will go all the way to the tunnel portal over there. So I'd say I'm about maybe 30% done. So still lots to go, but I'm currently working on rock molds right now. So I'm gonna make this video. But real quick, I just wanna show off here. So from a distance, this might look okay, but when you zoom in, you can tell all the little pieces, all the little cracks, all the imperfections. This is how it starts off, at least for me. I feel like when I watch Eric's video, it looks so nice and uniform and perfect. And for me, it's just a lot of little pieces just scrumming together. But this is the first step. When I bring about the joint compound, it'll fill in all those cracks, it'll bring everything together. And then of course you paint it and all of those imperfections will be hidden away, just like on the other side. So if you decide to do this method, again, this is Eric Siegel's mountain method. Don't be discouraged at first if it looks awful, kind of like how mine does right here. You know, all these just obvious cracks. I mean, look right there. I mean, that's just me putting plaster in this big spot. Well, not plaster, but the plastic rock scraps. But throw some joint compound in there. It'll fill in all those gaps and it'll look really, really nice. Same thing over there, right here. So if you do this method, don't be discouraged. The joint compound covers many, many sins. But I wanted to point that out to say that I am working on the layout here, and I'm hoping to get the rocks all the way over there by August. And today is July 6th, I believe. Yes, happy Independence Day, everyone. 2 days ago, of course. 250 for America, very exciting. I got my Betsy Ross flag over there. So to all my American watchers out there, happy Independence Day, happy 250. But anyway, let's get to why I started to make this video. And again, I am doing rock molds. In fact, I'll just pan over here and show you my workbench. Got some rock molds going right there. I got the plastic and the foam over there. So I'm not going to be doing my review where I would normally do it. I'm going to be doing it on this table here. So again, I ask for your patience when it comes to the lighting. So let's get right to it. All right, so let's do this. We got our box here, our shipping label, shipping carton, I mean. This came from Legacy Station, where I order most of my stuff. And there we go. This is a Lionel item. It just arrived. It's something that I've always seen. Lionel's made it before, but I've never bought one before. I wonder if anyone can figure it out. Look at the size of the box. It's big. It's a very large Lionel box here. Let's get this out of our shipping carton. Oh yeah. This was in the, I want to say it was the big book for 2025. And here comes the reveal. You can't see it. It says Southern Pacific Legacy AC-9, number 3806. legacy Bluetooth control, legacy rail sounds, 3 speaker sounds, meaning that there's speakers in the tender and in the engine, which is really cool for an articulated engine like this. And it comes with whistle steam and force couplers. Fantastic. All right, let's get it out of the carton. So I've always loved the AC-9 because obviously I have cab forwards, but the AC-9 is a traditional style steam engine with the cab in the rear instead of the cab being forward. And I know they come out with the AC-9s before, but I never got one. And then this time I saw that they had one that was an oil tender, because according to the Lionel catalog, the AC-9s were coal burners originally, and then SP converted them to oil burners like the rest of their steam engines. So this one has an oil tender. I want to say it said 1956 is when they converted them, or maybe that's when they were retired. I forget. But I really like that it has the oil tender, because obviously all the SP stuff that I have are oil burners, and I kind of set up my layout to be an oil burning layout with an oil dispenser, no coal dispenser. So when I saw that, I decided to get this guy here. There is our instructions. I'll be looking at that later. But let's get our reveal here. Oh yeah. Big stuff. Big stuff here. So, there she is. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that beast. Oh, there's our front. And then here's the whistle steam effect. I can see where the whistle is right there, that brass piece right there. So I'll have to research how to fill that in. We've got our dual smokestacks there as well. Very nice. Getting caught on my mic cord. And let's check out the tender. So again, this should be an oil burning tender, meaning there's no coal exposed. It is totally covered. Yes, there it is. There we go. Look at that. I always prefer with just Southern Pacific instead of the Southern Pacific lines. I like the big lettering like that. But we can see the oil would be up here, the water would be back here, and we've got our fill guys here. I imagine these are all empty. Yep. So if we look underneath, we can see 2 speakers right there. See the speaker there, and then the speaker there. So that's 2 in the tender, as is normal. But let's look at the engine underneath it. We should see a speaker. Oh, that's heavy. Yeah. Oh boy. Well, I don't see a speaker, but there should be one. It's probably underneath the rear trucks here, the rear drive wheels. So we will for sure test that out. But look at all that. So this is a 2884, whereas a cab forward is a 4882. Okay, well, we will get this on the layout, and we'll get it going. All right, well, here is our AC-9 on the layout. So we start at the front here. We've got that metallic silver paint there on the front pilot. We've got our headlight on the pilot as well. We got all sorts of step detail. The MU hoses there, if that's what they would call them in the steam era. This nice white railing. So this model, as I mentioned, is the oil burner model, and so there's different details. The coal burning models would have white streaks along the sides, and I believe the wheels were highlighted white as well. Since this one is a converted model, a later model in terms of when the AC-9 was made, they got rid of those extra colors, I guess. So we could see the steam whistle right there. We've got our builder's plates. Let's see if we can focus in on those. Yep, made by Lima in 39, I believe. Yeah, it looks like 39. So those are always cool to see. The Southern Pacific Company Equipment Trust, Pennsylvania. Very cool. We've got all of these details on the front of the boiler here. Got an air horn right there as well. And yes, this does have two of the whistle or horns are air horns. We'll get to that here in a moment. Our double smokestack. So the whistle and the smokestack are both fed by a single reservoir, so you just simply put smoke fluid into one of the two stacks up there. They both go to the same reservoir. We've got our tubing details all down here. Our cylinders, our drive wheels, very nice stuff. Up here, we've got our safety valves, I believe. The place for the run program information, that is all under this nice little space here. Magnetic, very easy to access. So everything is there. Run program, Bluetooth, smoke, all that stuff. It's really, really nice not having to flip over the engine to do that like we used to. All right, if we keep going here, you can see the cab area here. Yeah, we got some more details there. We got the AC-9, of course, the running or the road number. We've got our engineer, fireman. There's even a guy in the back here. There's 3 guys. This door does not open here, unfortunately. No big deal, though. We can open up the top vents here. We can see a little bit of that valve detail there with the red paint. This also has a drop plate. I don't know how necessary that is on an oil burner, but it's there nonetheless. My understanding is that if you get a coal burning version, there will be a glowing ash pan down there. But since this is an oil burner, there is no glowing ash pan. I've pushed back the tender here, and you can see some of the details inside. Really nice stuff. I mean, very, very nicely painted gauges. Firebox there. Very cool stuff. We get to the tender here, and it's pretty streamlined. I was reading about it, and apparently they reused a lot of tenders from other engines for this, for the oil burning. So I wouldn't be surprised if they would reuse cab forwards or other larger engines, maybe from other companies. But again, we got the oil area there and the water area back there. And again, those hatches, there's nothing underneath there. Got our marker lights on the back. Our reversing light there. Electrocoupler. This does have a mounting pad for scale couplers if you want to do that. So that was included. The coupler wasn't, but the mounting pad is. So that's pretty cool. And it does come with a dummy coupler for the front. If you want to double head the engine, you can replace that. Simply remove the screw that's right there. Actually, it looks like a bolt, not a screw. That's different. Usually it's a screw. But anyway, you should be able to remove that pretty easily. Take out the coupler and then pop in a dummy coupler. All right, well, let's get this thing turned on and listen to it. Oh, look. Do-do-do-do-do-do. There's the bell. All right, let's go ahead and start her up.
Train 1 Brakeman, let's get an application for continuity test. Good application. Okay to release. Train 1 Brakeman, we have good set, good release, good continuity on timetable train number 1. Over. Yeah, that's Roger. Good set, good release, good continuity on timetable train number 1. Out.
So I did mention earlier, this is a 3-speaker model, and I can definitely hear the front speaker in the engine itself. Right about here, I would say. Probably under these trucks is where it is. Alright, let's hear some whistles. whistle. I like it. Here's some other options. Again, it does have the air horn. It's probably impossible to tell on camera, but I definitely hear the whistle in the front speaker just before you hear it in the rear speaker, creating a kind of echo effect. It's pretty cool. It's also not as loud in the rear, which makes sense. It's a pretty cool effect. I believe there's a second horn in here too. And a little bit higher pitch there. We got lamp on there. I think I have this for one of my other engines. One more. But I really like this one. The big boy whistle. I'm going to keep that one. Seems most appropriate for me. And of course the bells. I never bother changing the bell. I think the bell is fine, whatever it is. We're going to stick with that one. We have the water being filled.
The water's full. Out.
And of course that's all in the rear speaker. We've got the oil being refilled.
The oil's full. Out.
So one thing I'm noticing now is that anything with the tender, it's coming from the rear speaker, but anything with the crew talking, it's coming from the speaker in the front of the tender, which makes sense to there. It's pretty cool. You hear the oil being filled from this speaker, but then you hear the person talking from this speaker. So that's a pretty nice effect. What else we got? We got
Dispatcher, can we depart to the main line? Over. Hold for track orders. Dispatcher out. Gonna be running on the wall if we don't move out soon. Make a note for the house. The right ejector needs some attention. Gonna be here for a while. Timetable has us one here for number 9. She's running about 20 minutes late.
Alright, let's see if we can get going.
Dispatcher, can we depart to the main line? Over. You're good to go. Dispatcher out.
All right, well, there we have it. Our Southern Pacific AC-9 running the rails, having fun with our oil-burning tender. This has been something that I've been interested in a while. Again, I got the 2-cab forwards, and I know they've come out with a bunch since, but the AC-9 is a real cool addition to have a standard steam engine ready to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, I know I haven't had much lately because there hasn't been a whole lot to talk about, and it's hot in my garage. I'm in Southern California. It's probably 85, 90 degrees in here by now. But thank you guys for watching again. I'm going to be posting layout progress when there is something to mention, but I am getting the rocks done, getting the scenery done, so that'll be fun to show off when there's something more to show off. So again, thank you all for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff that I'm supposed to tell you to do. My name is Colby, and this is Priest Brothers Lines, signing off.